All right, let's watch this.
Uh-oh, stinky. We got some drama on our hands.
Love to see it.
And it's got to do with Fextralife.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's not to do with Fextralife scamming anybody this time or literally committing fraud against the companies that give them money to advertise things by embedding.
Listen, honestly, I don't hate Fextralife for the fraud thing. If I'm understanding the right one, so basically Fextralife does sponsored streams, right? Where they'll play a game that's sponsored, and because they have like 40,000 viewers, they can charge a lot of money for that. But like almost none of those viewers are real viewers, so whoever the company is that's paying them for the sponsored content is literally getting scammed. I mean, if the company doesn't know what they're doing and they're actually paying Fextralife and they're not aware that those viewers are not really real, that's the company's fault. They haven't done their homework. I mean, it's a little bit scummy, sure, but at the end of the day, I blame the company more than I blame Fextralife for that. There's a few things I don't like about Fextralife though. Number one, when it comes to Fextralife, they harm other streamers. So for example, let's say a new game is out. Well, Fextralife is the top streamer of that game. Anybody going into Twitch to look at that game are probably going to click Fextralife's stream over other people's streams because they're the biggest, they're the most popular. But they're not the biggest on merit. They're the biggest because they have view bots coming from their websites. People are not actually watching their stream, right? So that feels kind of shitty, and it hurts smaller streamers, number one. Number two, I really don't like their website, but from a business standpoint, I can respect it. So from my understanding, Fextralife's entire business model is the following. They make guides on games, and they make the first guides on games. So basically, new game is out, they already have a guide for that game. Now, how are they always first? How do they get their guides out before anyone else? Well, they write shit guides. They don't care if they're wrong. They don't care if they give bad information. They don't care about anything other than the fact that they're the first ones to make them. So when people Google something, boom, Fextralife, guide for that. So they just make really low quality but very fast early on guides, and their website got really big. So yeah, anyway, I really dislike that as well. I never use it as a resource because I never know what is right, what is wrong. It's a Twitch TOS problem, not them. Yeah, basically. True. I mean, Twitch literally has it in their programming for embedded videos to count as views, even if there's no actual video, even if it's 1 pixel. So that's, I mean, it is a Twitch thing, yes. So anyway, that's a little bit of background on Fextralife.
Thousands of fake viewers onto their Twitch stream. No, it's not about that. Even though they have stole millions of dollars from game companies through fraud, they still continue to get sponsorships and early access to games. But that's not what this is about. The fraud part, anyways. So they got...
Well, I'm curious, do we actually know how much these companies are paying them? They might be paying them less. The companies might just want their game category to have 30,000 viewers. That could be the thing. I could see myself, if I had a game coming out, if Fextralife was actually charging very little due to the fact that a lot of their viewers are bots, I might just pay to have my game category go from 200 viewers to 30,000 viewers. Because people might organically find the game themselves. Because now the category is being recommended to them, right? So, who knows?
Early access to PoE 2, and they uploaded a video today, November 30th. Well, the embargo wasn't up till December 6th.
Oh boy.
According to PoE, they made a post, which I'll get to. They said it wasn't their fault, but I'll get to that eventually. So they uploaded this video, and they had about 35 to 40 hours of playtime. Now, this really isn't a big deal. These people that are reviewing the game journalists, unless one somehow snuck into an experienced PoE player's hands, these journalists could have 5 years with the game and still have a worse start than experienced players. So really, they're not finding OP builds or anything. Probably, you know, they're noobs.
Sure.
That's really not a big deal. But some stuff was spoiled probably from this 35 to 40 hours. I think they were like...
I mean, it's a 14-minute video. I guess you can spoil a little bit, but I don't know.
Level 50 plus.
I think this video's down, by the way.
it was removed very quickly, but that could kind of remove the hype for some people if they happen to see it. I mean, there was 69,000 views here. I mean, who knows how many of those are actually real from Fextralife, but...
Oh, no. Well, to be fair, this number is actually delayed. It's probably way more. Like, when I put out a video, and if it says, like, 4,000 views on YouTube, it's probably, like, 7,000 already. So this is not... Like, this takes time to update. It could be significantly more than 69K. Nice indeed. Are you watching Lily? Yeah, I like Lily's content.
Still, some people saw it. It was shortly taken down after Empyrean made a post here. So Fextralife just wrapped up the campaign in PoE2. How? As far as I know, nobody has access to the current build, so he's either playing a full ND8 alpha that will never leave NDA and should not be able to talk about it, or straight up lying. Both options are bad.
True.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of anybody getting the game early, but I understand with the reviewers, and it's not really a huge...
I don't like them getting the game early, and I'll tell you why. It's because they're going to have content up minute 1 of embargo drop, right? That's a bit, like, it kind of ruins game launches. I'm okay with people getting content early to playtest it, but if that was the case, I'd put a clause in there that he can't like put out content the second it happens other than a review. Like, if the purpose of giving early access is to get reviews out early on, that's fine, but it should be exclusively reviews. The problem here is you're giving it to a game site that makes a lot of guides. What is going to happen? They are going to take that early access version of the game. They're going to make like 20 different guides and videos off of that play experience. And the moment the game launches, your Twitter, your Reddit, everything's going to be spammed with these guide videos. And it's going to feel like a shit, like you're already behind, right? Oh my God, the game launched 1 minute ago and there's 20 guides already. Like, do I have to now watch these guides while I start? It makes the start shittier. So I'd be very careful with who I give these access to, right? You want people to feel like a fresh beginning. Nobody knows anything. You want everybody to feel like they're on equal footing. So, like, yeah, I don't like giving early access to Fextralife unless they're severely limited by what kind of content they can make.
Huge deal. But Fextralife getting it and then Fextralife dropping the ball here. All right, apparently it wasn't their fault, but, you know, whatever. I don't like to give this company benefit of the doubt at all. They're kind of scumbags. So, a few minutes ago, PoE posted this.
Okay.
We've seen some speculation that some people might already have access to the early access version of PoE2.
What do you mean speculation?
To clarify, some traditional games media have been giving access to review a version of the game. Now, calling Fextralife a traditional games media is kind of hilarious, but, you know, I'll roll with it.
Sure.
Part of the stipulation that media were given is that this is for review purposes only. They may share their opinions of the game, but are not allowed to produce guide-style content from this version that would spoil the discovery of the game or post unedited playthroughs.
Okay, so it's fine. But wait, what are the odds that they don't make the guides? Wait, does that mean Fextralife will have no PoE2 guides day 1 of PoE2? Get out of here. There's no way. How can you differentiate between them having made the guides off the early access version versus the launch version? How do you differentiate between the two? How would you even know which one they use? There's no way.
Now, Fextralife does host guides on their website, so I'm not sure if they're planning to actually support this themselves or what. I mean, if they do, it's definitely not going to be good builds because I'm sure they're noobs.
It doesn't matter if the builds are good or not. It matters that they're kind of ruining the early start for everyone. And secondly, giving bad information to the public also kind of screws with people.
But still, they're a guide website. They have plenty of guides for other games like Elden Rings and whatnot. I'm sure that there's going to be guides on their PoE thing eventually, at least for the start. They're not playing on the same servers as the early access version,
Obviously.
so none of their progress will be kept. Okay, I mean, no sane, well-grounded person would think that'd be the case. That'd make zero sense. This isn't like Diablo where people can pay to get early access or anything like that. In addition, all of the content they produce is embargoed until the release of early access on December 6th, so no content is supposed to be posted till then. So yep, the post they did on YouTube
early.
was an oopsie. Unfortunately, there was a miscommunication with Fextralife that resulted in a video being posted earlier. This was a mistake on our end and is no way on Fextralife. Yeah, I really hate the seed. I mean, maybe it really was GG's fault with the communication, but God, I hate to see Fextralife being defended, even if they deserve it.
I mean, look, I've been a part of a lot of NDAs. I've been like a lot of them with gaming companies, especially when I had much bigger viewership. And I'll tell you something, a lot of companies are so bad at communication. They give so much ambiguous writing. Now, usually if there's a contract you have to sign, those contracts are very on point and they give you, like, there's a clause for everything. But if there's no like partnership contract you have to sign or anything like that, if it's just like, hey buddy, here's this, just don't leak it, it's bad. The amount of times I had to like go back and forth just to clarify things because they're ambiguous is insane. I actually find it surprising how bad some companies are at giving exact dates when you can say things, giving exact details on what you can and cannot say, etc. And very often, I think it comes down to they have multiple people talking to multiple different people. It's not just one person telling everybody the same thing. So you get information that's different from your friend. Like if you both are in the same NDA, what your friend hears is not necessarily the same thing you hear. It's like, wait, what? What am I supposed to do? So it could very well be the case that they were not clear on when they can talk about this at all. They might have even literally forgotten to tell them what date they can drop it.
Even if it wasn't their fault.
It's
possible. Man, such a blight on...
Like, for example, I could entirely see them saying, oh, here, Fextralife, here's an early access review copy that you can make reviews on. Just please don't make any guides on it before December the 6th. If that was their wording, it's not really Fextralife's fault if they put out a review before December 6th, as long as it wasn't a guide, right? Like, that happens so commonly. So, yeah, if GGG is saying it was their fault, it was almost certainly their fault.
Streaming. On release day, we want players to be able to make a more informed choice about it if they like to buy a key.
You think it's Fextralife intentionally misunderstanding the communication on purpose too and blaming people on the vague wording maybe? Not necessarily, especially if they took the video down really fast.
Yeah, we believe that allowing traditional games media access should be able to accomplish without spoiling the game. Now again, Fextralife being called the traditional games media, a little bit laughable.
Okay. All right, cool. Who here resonates with this, chat? Oh my god, 5 days cannot go by fast enough. Bro,